It's the Flaherty Solutions Podcast. I'm Erin Flaherty.
And I'm Kevin Flaherty.
We took a week off, didn't we?
We needed a week off. It was a brutal week and just...
Bananas.
You know, we've been running. Work's kicked back up like crazy. And then, you're going from this mellow quarantine mode and then all of a sudden life's hitting you left and right. And it was just like...
Thank goodness some summer camps are open. Thank goodness. And when I say summer camps, I don't mean like wear a mask, stay away from other kids. That's not summer camp. So we have kind of high standards for summer camps where it's got to not feel like we're in the middle of a pandemic.
Yes.
So thank goodness we found some of those because life is kicked back up. But I'm glad we don't have like activities for the kids. I'm glad that there's not that going on yet.
Yeah. Yep. And before we rant on that anymore, let's tell the listeners what they're going to get today.
So we are going to discuss when is it appropriate or necessary to be completely authentic online. I'm trying to think.
AKA.
Well, we'll talk about that in a second. And then we're going to talk about things that are good for you no matter what. So a lot of people go through these phases and fads of, coconut oil is good for you, eggs are good for you, eggs are bad for you. So we're going to talk about things that are good for you no matter what, period. I don't care who you are. So the first topic, the reason it's called when is your obligation to be completely authentic? Rachel and Dave Hollis are getting divorced. And I kind of want to segue though. We talked about like the pandemic's probably going to like bring a lot of marriages to a head.
To their knees.
Yeah.
Is a good way to put it.
Yeah. I mean, it's been rough. It's been a challenge for our marriage for sure.
It's definitely hard.
We have a very solid relationship, and quarantine definitely has not been positive for our marriage at all.
Yeah, and we've had a pretty rosy marriage. Like, things have been easy. We always have done, like, the annual anniversary. Like, do you think it was going to be this easy? You think it was going to be harder? And every time we've been honest and said, like, this is going easier than I ever imagined marriage would.
Because people say marriage is hard.
Yes, and quarantine has proven that
marriage is hard.
Marriage is hard.
Marriage is hard when you don't have... distractions, you're not running around, you know what I mean?
Well, and I think the hard part about quarantine is you're not just married, you're roommates. And we've always had a strong, like, we're not going to be roommates where it's like...
we always say we're not friends.
We're not friends. So we have our distance, we come together.
Yeah.
And...
talk about it. And, it really bugs you that we have nothing to talk about.
Yes. So now we're stuck as roommates. And if you think about, like, college roommates... you see your college roommate move from the couch to the fridge, back to the couch.
And like,
that's
eat
quarantine.
A ton of pizza.
Yeah, like, how was your day? Well, I moved from the couch to the fridge to the couch 20 times. It was fan-freaking-tastic. That's hard. And for us, it's been really hard because we're so used to, like, hey, business was this, and this, and this.
Right, and I got to miss you a little bit.
Yes.
Right?
And I got to miss you at work, yeah.
Right.
So it has not been easy, but back to Rachel and Dave.
But here's the thing. So Rachel and Dave Hollis are, some of my online mentors, and they're very big on like be your authentic self. Like we've talked about on our social media and our marketing episodes that you really do need to be authentic. Yeah. We've also talked about how when you're going through a struggle and you want to portray that on social media, it might be better to represent it when it's a scar and not a scab. So her fan base and his fan base are devastated. They actually feel, they're kind of pissed. They feel kind of blindsided.
They are freaking pissed.
You spent a good hour going down the rabbit hole, and you're not even a Hollis fan, really.
Yeah, but
like, through me, you are.
You want to see the Empire fall, right? Empire Strikes Back. Nope, not this time. Return of the Jedi. Wow. They're going down. No, I do feel bad. I did go down the rabbit hole of, oh my God, what are people saying? And it is not nice.
Well, they feel blindsided because Rachel will tell stories about how she like Peter Pants in certain places. Like she's very big on like, I'm authentic, I want to be real, things like that. And so people are kind of like, we had zero indication that you were headed that way or even had trouble. And I've thought about this where marriage has been hard during quarantine. Really, how much would we be like, we're in trouble? Like, is it any, I mean, we don't have the following that the Hollises do, but
No.
it's like, is it your obligation to really tell, you know, well, we went from quarantine being hard to like, we're in counseling to we're headed this way. Is it really something we would do or that we're obligated to do?
We're not, because we're not selling. They were selling like, we have an amazing relationship. Do what we do, and you'll have the perfect life.
Yes.
And that's what people are pissed about. I don't think we portray that, hey, do what we do and you'll have a perfect life. We will portray like, come on, let's ratchet it up, let's kick butt, or, you know, for us, we're in a mellow period. We're just trying to be authentic.
Right.
And I don't think we're trying to sell anything. We're not selling.
That's right. They were selling their relationship. They had a whole podcast about their relationship. They were very open. She wrote all about how he was kind of a player in the beginning when they became friends.
And everyone online is saying, was anything real? Was her talking about that even real? Was it authentic?
It just to sell? Yeah, but
oh, wait, the best lines. I'm gonna ramble off
real
quick.
I can't wait.
All right, so you know, what's her book called? Girl, Wash Your Face.
Yeah.
It was like, Girl, Start Telling the Truth. Is going, like, they were naming off all the
Girl Get Divorced, right?
Yeah, like all the new book titles that are going to be next, and it was like, Girl, How to Be Single, like after you were completely fake. And Glennon Doyle, your other mentor, a lot of people are like, as soon as she came on the scene, they're like, you could just see the wind going out of Rachel's sails.
And you have to give the backstory, though, make sure everyone knows Glennon.
So Glennon she left her husband?
Well, so Glennon was in a marriage that just never felt like as good as she thought it would be.
So she left her husband.
Well, and he cheated on her, though.
Okay.
And she left her husband. I just wanted to make sure. Left her husband and married a woman.
This is how quarantine's been rough. It's like, give me the abbreviated version.
I know,
I'm being like you, and you're being like me.
I know.
Like, let's elaborate the story. The roles have reversed. And,
they have a little bit.
So Glennon is now a lesbian, or she always has been.
She never said she's a lesbian.
Isn't she married?
She's
to
married
a
to a woman, but and so she's.
Now I'm confused.
She's LGBTQ, but that doesn't mean I don't actually know if she identifies as a lesbian. I know that she's LGBTQ because she's married to a woman, but that doesn't mean that she's like, I should have never been with a man. I mean, I don't know.
So
she doesn't really say what she is, but she divorced a man, married a woman.
If you're listening on the podcast, I'm very puzzled here.
Really?
She married a woman.
Yeah.
By definition.
So I was in college.
Doesn't that make you a lesbian?
When I was in college, I was in faux pas with a woman who, I guess we thought she was straight. We didn't have any indication, but then she started dating a woman, and I think she's only ever dated women. And she said, and I've always stuck by this, she said, I love this person, and she happens to be female. So I don't know. I mean, I'm straight, but I don't know. Point is, she's married to a woman. She seems very happy. So anyway, back to Rachel Hollis.
We're going to take that one off topic, or off table, because we'll talk about that further.
Okay.
All right. I forgot where I was going with Rachel Hollis, we can't call a lesbian anymore.
Here's the thing. You and I can't really say anymore about it because we're both straight. You know?
So that was the best one, was Rachel Hollis, because Glennon Doyle has taken off, will within 6 months be married to a woman. Right. She might not be a lesbian, but she'll be married to a woman, so she can write another hit seller.
Yeah, because it seems like a publicity stunt.
Oh my God, my mind hurts from if. So I could wait. I could marry a dude. I could leave you, marry a dude, but I ain't gay.
I didn't say she wasn't. I'm saying I don't know if she still is attracted to men too. You know what I mean? It's not my place to say. She doesn't really make a big deal about it.
Lesbians can be attracted to men.
Right. Well,
it still makes them a lesbian.
No, I don't think that's true. I think you're bisexual if you're attracted to both. No,
yeah,
if you're
but
a lesbian,
you have
you're a woman.
It's kind of like personalities. You have a predominantly, you have a primary personality, and your secondary personality might be your bi, but you're either primarily straight or you're primarily.
Oh my God!
Gay.
Where did this go?
Rachel Hollis, you ruin everything.
So I think another thing that is hard for people to swallow is that Rachel is like, you can crush any goal and still have an exceptional relationship is her whole thing. And apparently she wrote in her journal every day, I have an exceptional relationship with my husband. So now the question is, so she's kind of preached like you can have it all. And the question is, can you? Because at what expense?
Yes. And
Are we
I'm
good?
trying, yeah, we're totally good. I'm trying to look up what is that term that people were, her positivity, like where everything's a positive situation.
Pollyanna.
Well, that's a good term, but I'll look it up. I'll circle back. We'll bring it into another podcast.
Okay.
But people are really mad that, to your point, always being positive, always being like nothing is wrong, nothing's at fault. We're going to turn any situation into a positive spin. How do we bust through this? Like, people are like, I told you from the beginning, you cannot always be super positive, and you will create skeletons, you'll create demons, that things can't just be fixed by positive attitude.
Right.
And I just thought there was a term there. I really wanted to.
I was like, oh no, what happened to our recording? So we were just sort of talking about that. It was big. It's online. Kelly Clarkson's getting divorced. I mean, there's just, I think relationship issues are coming out.
See, but Kelly Clarkson's hard, though, because she's a celebrity. So it's like, would she have been getting divorced?
Now.
Yeah, but would she have been getting divorced, like, this time because she's been married for, 2.5 years or however long celebrities last. So that's, I don't know.
There's just
like
no
Rachel,
escaping each other in this situation.
I think the biggest backlash is there was a lot of people that were like, I love this lifestyle Rachel's living. And now they're like, whoa. Like you had a chapter or you had a blog post about having intimate relationships with your husband on a daily basis, even if you don't want to.
Oh yeah.
And they were like,
yeah.
Were you actually doing that, or were you just saying that? What is true?
Yeah.
But prediction time. I think Rachel will still be the next Oprah. I still think she will find a way. She's got that personality, that TV. Like, I'm going to spin this. Do I need to lay low for a while? Then everybody's going to come down on me. And then I'm going to spin it to where I'm the victim. And then she's going to be back on top. Like, she's just got that personality. Like, she could torch a church. And then within 2 years, like, people are like, oh, that Rachel Hollis. Like, I'm going to watch her new sitcom. Like, that's my prediction. Predictions? Okay. Or is she done?
No, she's not done.
No,
she's not done. I don't know what this is gonna do. I don't know. I mean, there are definitely some new empresses in town, like Glennon Doyle.
Yeah.
And Jen Hatmaker. I mean, I mentioned them. I mentioned all three of them
in our
last time
podcast.
before this came out. So there are new people with different flavors. I think some people who don't appreciate Rachel, they don't like how churchy she is.
Yeah.
Like, she's very evangelical. She kind of talks to women like she's a evangelical pastor.
Uh-huh.
Some people don't like that.
No.
And then all the go, where Glennon's more like, it's okay to sit in quarantine and be like, this blows.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's okay to be honest. And
well, that was a big red alert for you, was when Dave said, like, I don't know how I feel with this quarantine, right?
Oh, yeah. At the beginning of the pandemic, Dave was like, I'm really struggling. Like, it wasn't the beginning. It was like several weeks in. So Dave was still Mr. Positive.
Yeah.
On their Start Today morning show, which they used to do together every day. So he was like, we're going to still come through this. And then several weeks later, he's like, I'm really struggling. And she's like, well, I'm not your girl then. Like, me. Like, I'm not going to be here and let you cry on my shoulder.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just going to tell you how to, like, get back up and keep going. And I was like, at the time, I was like, Dave needs somebody.
Yeah. I'm sure he found somebody. Oops, too soon? Nah, that's good. He's a good-looking dude. He's a player. According to her book, but we don't know if it's true.
Let's move on to our other topic. All right. So everybody has...
Are we good? I feel like I shook you with our conversation.
No, I just didn't think we were going to go there. But it is Pride Month. It is okay to, explore...
I thought we were allowed to, talk about anything.
You didn't shake me. You're good. No, and Hannah told me apparently it's not just LGBTQ, it's LGBTQIA or something. And I
Oh,
was
no.
like, what's the IA?
Uh-huh.
And she's like, I don't know. And I haven't looked it up. So, and
Leave
I
a
don't want to
comment
look it up
below.
on here. Yeah, I'm afraid to look it up on air.
On a work computer, it's like all of a
Oh,
sudden,
really?
HR is calling you. What are you
Oh,
looking at?
Yeah, we'll look it up later.
All right,
If
next
it-
topic.
Yeah,
Sorry
so next
to
topic.
digress.
So a lot of people have different controversial ideas about what's good for you. And
Yeah.
I thought of a list, and actually this was Glennon Doyle inspired.
Ooh, Glennon.
I thought of a list of things that are good for you no matter what, all the time, period.
Yeah.
You want to start? Or do you not have them?
I mean, are we going straight to beer? Or no, beer is not good for you.
No.
All right, so I was thinking you went straight to the good, I went straight to the bad.
Okay.
So, booze is not good.
Yeah.
So, we haven't drank in 2
months.
months. Woo! And finally, the energy level's starting to get there. When we stopped drinking, the first month, I was miserable. I was like, oh my God, like, I'm supposed to be like Superman, like, I'm doing nothing but good things
You
to
look
my body.
fantastic. I always thought you were cute, but like,
Thank you.
you look fabulous.
Thank you. But I was still like bitter because number one, I wanted to keep drinking, but I was like, oh, we're doing this. But now, month 2, I'm finally feeling like energetic. I'm finally feeling like, okay, I need to step it up, go to the next workout. But it was funny. I want like a vice. Like I miss just being mischievous and bad. And this is totally going in the opposite direction of what you're about to say.
No, it's
like
good.
positive things that are good
No,
for you.
no,
I'm
no.
like, I'm like, can't have beer, so give me a cigarette.
Well,
Or-
it's funny because when I said that, I was like, let's talk about things that are good for you. I could just see you like tense up because it's like the rebel in you is like, if you tell me something's good for me, I don't
wanna do
I
the
don't want to do it.
opposite.
Like you are very like stubborn about
Yeah.
things that are good for you, even if you love them.
Yeah. I don't know what that is. I'm sure a
either.
therapist would be like, ooh, I know.
I know, yeah.
But no, it was the other day. I was like, maybe I'll start smoking cigars, or hell, I'll buy a pack of cigarettes. And like, I just want to do something bad because I haven't done anything bad in 2 months. And I was just like, no, I'm past it. I like.
You're past the habit.
Well,
Like,
not just the
any
drinking,
habit.
but it's like I could almost go for a run instead of just walking.
Yeah.
So why would I want to take a step back? So I went a different direction, but I feel like that's really good for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
What?
feel good.
Not
Like
drink-
not
drinking?
boozing it up and just like
Sobriety is
Yeah.
great, and
I hate that word though.
because it has like a negative connotation.
Because you're shutting a door on something. I was always told never completely shut a door on anything. Like I don't want to
Who
like
told you that?
close. I don't know, like Gandalf the Grey. Like
There are definitely doors you need to close. I've closed many a door.
no, it's like when somebody dies. Like it's just definitely like a term that's like definitive.
Okay.
And it's like don't put me in a box.
You know what though? But I think it's good that you and I have decided 100% we're not drinking. Like, so it's
Yeah.
not just like, oh, we're gonna quit and see this. Like, we've decided like we're not doing this anymore.
Yeah.
And I know you hate that, but it's freeing because then it's not
Yeah.
like you go because when we go, social distance. Let's be honest, when we go hang out with people,
Yeah.
um,
I'm
there's
all
no
up on 'em.
question.
Yeah.
There's no.
And that
there-
does make it easy.
There's no question. It's not like, oh, should we have one? Should we have a few? What should we bring? God, the money savings.
Yeah. Somebody,
But to your point, so let's flip it to that positive.
All right.
Water is always good for you.
Oh my
so
God,
let's talk about your water.
I drink so much freaking water, and I love it. I have to like spike it, not with booze, but with like lemon, lime. I used to do all that
Crystal Light?
Crystal Light.
Yeah.
I kicked that. So like I said, I needed like a cigarette or something. I don't even have Crystal Light. Good Lord.
Well, we did replace booze with ice cream.
Yeah, which was
So
amazing.
yeah, that was your vice for
You
a
know
while.
what's weird though is since I was a big drinker, I wouldn't ever have dessert ever because I was like, I'm gonna have my calories at some point this week, very liquid, and I don't want to waste them on ice cream. And now that booze are off the table, I'm like, of course I'll have 3 ice cream bars, and they're delicious.
Kevin's down like 15 pounds, and he looks like he's down like 50.
Yeah, it's just all the like water weight, or I don't even know what it is
I don't
because
know,
I'm
but
drinking so much water,
You
but
look
like
so lean.
the bloated. I think the beard's helping.
Back to Dave Hollis. He's not drank. I know you like the term sober. He's not drank for over a year, and he lost 19 pounds.
That's kind of disappointing because I thought I was going to like lose 40.
You look like you've lost 40.
Well, and so I'm going to be 40 in 2 years and like a couple months.
Mm-hmm.
And so now kind of my goal and positivity is like I want to be down 40 by 40. I didn't tell you that?
You didn't tell me that.
All right. So,
We have our best conversations on the podcast.
that's why we do it. It's not for you. It's for us. Sorry.
You know what?
We're good to go.
We're good? Okay.
Yeah, keep going.
Okay, so water.
Water. Yeah.
Sleep. I want to say is when your body tells you you need to sleep, it's always good.
I still suck at that.
Yeah, you're working on it.
Yeah.
You're working on it. Okay, so exercise. I have controversy about this because I don't think all workouts are created equal. I personally am a fan of yoga.
Okay.
So I think yoga is good no matter what, anytime. Because during the quarantine, there were challenging times for everybody. Yeah. And it was so nice. I'm normally kind of I don't need to do cardio, but I need to feel like my heart rate's up. I need to feel like I'm kind of the Energizer Bunny. So I used to be kind of snobby about yoga, where if it was the slow vinyasa flow style, I was kind of like, that's boring. I don't want to hold poses. Yeah. But during quarantine, when it was the slow down period, it was like, it felt so good to breathe and to stretch. And I'm getting older. My next birthday is 40. So it just felt really good to stretch and breathe and move. Yeah. What are you laughing at?
I was going to make like a gesture like, 40. But I was like, no, I won't do it.
You are like a troublemaker.
Well, you know what it is? I've been recording all day for
Comparison Cooking.
For the channel.
Subscribe.
And only if you're going to watch.
YouTube.
If not. But this is good. This is actually very relevant for business owners. When you are making online content, my first go, I have zero energy. But if I've done anything once and then I end the recording and then I come back to do this, like my energy level is just through the roof because I've already like got the jitters. You get the early jitters out. So for you business owners or entrepreneurial types in your job and you got to make some social content, do a dry run first, just real quick, 30 seconds, and then boom, you're packed full of energy.
Comfortable. Yeah. But I talked to a friend this morning because we have a local workout place, and I'm not going to call it by name because I'm kind of going to knock it, but they have like 100-mile challenges and in a month. And then I was talking to somebody who did it, and it was like she gets injured every time that she does it. And you and I tried to do that in January, and I'm just like, I don't know. So I don't think all exercise is always good no matter what. I think if your knees are hurting, that's telling you something. I think if your body is hurting, I feel like yoga, it's pretty rare that something's going to hurt, and it's a practice. It's something that I'm really trying to get you to go with me soon. I love Foundations Island Yoga on Kent Island. So I feel like yoga in itself is good for you all the time, no matter what. It's a practice. There's no judgment. That's the whole thing is that you don't have like catty people looking at, you know what I mean? People of all shapes and sizes, and whatever happens on that mat is sort of like your sanctuary. So I'm super into yoga these days. It got me through quarantine. It's getting me through life now.
And I'm not saying I'm not going to go. I'm letting you know that it's just this weird no, I'm going. Maybe.
I'm not saying I'm not going to go.
I don't like
is
to
that
commit.
Husband code for I'm not effing doing that. I'm not saying I'm not going to go. I mean.
No, I might go. I'm still transitioning because it's a big transition, quarantine and everything. Yeah. I hate being committed to anything except her. But you put me on a schedule for something, I'm like, ooh, that's on a Tuesday.
No, I'm the same way. We have switched roles.
I am getting better to where I'm just like, well, okay, I can go get sweaty at 6 o'clock and do this yoga workout, and I don't have any other commitments later on that night.
Okay, so this is how well I know you. You ready for this?
Yeah.
So I looked at the schedule tomorrow, which is Father's Day when we're recording this. Today's Saturday, and it's Father's Day tomorrow, and I was like, it's a surprise. It's always like based on the weather or whatever they're going to do outdoors is a surprise. It's Carol's choice. So I was going to text her because I think you'd really like the Hot 26, like the Bikram yoga. I know it sounds way sexier than it is. So I was going to text her, is tomorrow hot yoga? And I was like, he's going to get up on Father's Day. He's going to be like, there is no way. Like, you sound all like, that's how well I know you. So I was like, I'm not going to waste her time and text her because
I'll
there's
text her.
no way.
I don't even have your number. I'll text you.
There's no way he's going on Father's Day. Like you're less likely to go on Father's Day because it's your day.
Yeah.
Than any other. I know you told me I could go.
You
on
go
Father's
for it,
Day.
girl.
No, it's your day. I can't wait. I have 2 presents for you.
It might be a present for me if you go.
That is true. You just talked about how tough it might actually be. You know what? We might be able to work something out. So, okay, we've got sleep is always good for you. This is my opinion, but I'm right. Let's be honest. Sleep, yoga, most exercise. Like if you're not exercising and you take a walk, there is 100% chance you're going to feel better. There is no way if you don't exercise, you are going to take a walk, come back, and be in a worse mood. Hands down.
And let me speak to that. So, like I said, we quit drinking. A month in, I was like, why am I not feeling better? I was going on walks every day. I was doing like 1.5 miles to 2 miles. Finally, 4 weeks in, I walked for 4.5 miles. Like literally an hour and 15 minutes. It was trekking, and I came back, and I was finally like exhausted from my walk because I'd finally walked far enough. The next day, that's when I finally like sprung out of bed a little because that was a true workout. Clocking in 1 mile isn't going to do the trick. You need to stretch it to where you're really getting.
You've been doing it a while though. Too.
I had been. So I've been building up, but I would say the quicker you can get to a super long, like hour and 15 to an hour and a half walk, that's when you're going to finally feel like, say you stop doing a bad habit and you want to get into better habits. You don't want to run a marathon the first week, but if you get to running 2 weeks in, or if you get to walking for an hour and a half, you're going to feel a lot better a lot quicker. Because I wanted to gradually get into it. I didn't want to overdo it in the beginning.
So you're a little different than I am, though, because I have to do something every day or else I'm going to do it 0 days. And that's one reason I quit drinking as well, is because during quarantine, it was really easy to drink every day.
Yeah.
A lot of people did.
The good old days.
A lot of people still do. I know you still miss. I miss it sometimes, but I'm so glad we're off of it.
Yeah.
But I feel like I can commit to 30 minutes of activity, whether it's a walk or yoga or a run. I can commit to 30 minutes of activity every day because if I do it for an hour and a half, I might get out of the habit. So I'm a little different than you.
Like, I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it. Maybe because of like playing basketball and being in the gym so much growing up. Like, I don't.
You don't want to do it every day? Is that what it is? Or
yeah, because for me, like, I guess my workout routine was always like an hour to 2 hours to 4 hours long for sports. So just clocking in a half an hour, it's like, well, what's the point? Like, I'm already sweaty. I don't know. There's just I just don't want to do it. I've just done it too much.
I have one more.
What is it?
I think I have just one more.
Hit me with it.
So there's a lot of food controversy, like all over the place. Are eggs good? Are eggs bad? Is meat good? Is meat bad? So in my personal opinion, fruits and vegetables are never bad. Like if it grew in the ground, and I'll even venture to say nuts. And I am not a nutritionist. I'm not a dietitian. I actually do have a degree in health education, but I'm not a registered dietitian. I am going to say that in my gut, if something grows in the ground, it's good for you. So if you're trying to decide, like, what should I eat? Oh, I heard, lean chicken's good, or, steak bad. Go with a fruit, like a fruit and vegetable is always, always, always good, and even nuts and legumes. Like if it grew, it's good for you.
Did you know Skittles grow on a tree? I saw it in a commercial, and it must be real. No, I 100% agree with that. That I remember that Forks Over Knives documentary where we were like vegetarians for a whole 9 months.
We were so not. You would be like lecturing people on it, like as you ate your burger.
Yeah, I was like, you really shouldn't eat beef. Like it's really bad for. Oh my god, this burger is amazing.
It made sense.
It did, and I do like my takeaway because you have talked about this for years about eating like whole, like if it came from the ground, it should be good.
It has to be. There's no way it could be bad for you.
So,
but
I think that's good
Forks
advice.
and I know we got to wrap up. forks over knives, they incorporated a lot of processed foods because they were kind of like, if it's plant-based, then it's good. But it's one of those things like, yeah, I'm not cutting out meat. It's just easier. But fruits, vegetables, always good. So I think that's all I got.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I don't, you know.
Things that are, I mean, I'm sure there are more.
There are, but
Like
I'm
sleep,
guessing people
yoga,
are.
water,
If we
fruits,
keep going,
vegetables, nuts, beans. Yeah, we're going to
we'll
go a little
put
long.
people to sleep. So.
We might have already done it, but if you are still with us, you are the best.
And make sure to share this with a friend that you think would enjoy this. And we're going to leave it there. We hope you have a great holiday weekend, even though you probably won't hear this for a few days. See you guys.